And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV for what is week number 6, round number 6 of the Plumwild podcast, Super Late Models, presented by Northwest Racing Association. Good evening, race fans. Brett Wheeler with you for the call as we get set. We are halfway through the qualifying session at the moment in a field of 41, I believe it was, 41 drivers who had signed into the virtual pit area for tonight to see who will take home the 6th round of the series. Let's take a look at the moment coming up on your screen right now, the point standings. We can see at the minute, you take a look, Dylan Yeager, after 5 races, leads with 538 points. He's had 4 top 5s. Desmond Busby with 2 top 5s back there in 2nd spot. Connor New 3rd with 508 points. So you look at the top 3, they are yet to claim a win. Chase Barber, Hayden Tolleson in 4th and 5th position. Both those drivers have picked up wins on the season. And of course we go back down to Nathan Waddell back in position number 6. Jesse Enting, a feature winner already this season in 7th. Caleb Durgan, Damien Kiefer and Cruz Cordell makes up the top 10. So you look at the top 10, the 4 out of the 5 feature winners so far. I believe the other one, which was of course Evan C, although he was driving as a substitute last week for Mason Lobb. He is the 5th driver in the Super Late Model standings to have wins under their belt. But I can tell you right now, we are looking at about wrapping up this qualifying session in the field. 41 drivers have officially taken time here tonight at the Cedar Lake Speedway in the Wisconsin Bash in what will be a 50-lap main event. So just to recap, well, what your recap will be, it is going to be 10 laps. The heat races will have 5 of those. We'll have 3 B mains, 15 laps. And the top 3 should come out of that one to make up a 24-car field. We'll have a warm-up session where they're going to reset the track, and then a 50-lap main event to come after this one. Let's go trackside right now. Take a look at your starting lineup for heat race number 1 of the Plumwild podcast, Super Late Models, presented by Northwest Racing Association. Chase Barber rolls up the 23 machine from the pole position. Chase Hart in the 99 will go out of the second starting position. Row number 2 to the inside, it'll be Connor New from position number 3 from 4. It's Hayden Tolleson driving the 327. Carson Friedman lines up the 3 from position number 5. Chance Carr in the 2 goes out of position number 6. Position number 7 with the 21 car of Lyndon Whitfield. Matt George in the 23 rolls off out of the 8 starting spot. And Scooter Black in the D1RT number 5 machine will go out of position number 9. So we look at left-hand side, the drivers in this one. We look at the point standings. Chase Barbara, 4th in the point standings, rolls off from position number 1. Connor New, 3rd in the point standings, rolls off from position number 3. Hayden Tolleson, 5th in the point standings, rolls off. 5th in the point standings will roll off out of position number 4. So you've got 3 drivers inside the top 5, basically 3rd, 4th and 5th position in heat race number 1. And if you don't think points matter here this evening, boy, you are truly mistaken. But as we get ready to roll off heat race number 1, it'll be Chase Barbara alongside Chase Hardy, Connor New, Hayden Tolleson inside the 2nd row. Friedman Carr, Whitfield, George and Black to round out the field. 10 laps on the board. Heat race number 1 is underway. Top 3 will go through to the main event, and already we're 3 wide. Friedman on the inside of Tolleson, and then Hardy was onto the outside. Connor News quickly made his way up to the runner-up spot. Chase Hardy back on the outside of turn number 1 and 2. To the inside goes the 327 car. Watching back up front now, Connor New in the 10 machine, 3rd in the point standings. Coming after the man, that is what is 11 points behind him in the points. Slider from New on Barbara. Barbara turns it back underneath him. Hardy hits the wall there, and the front end is out of that race car. It's Barbara back to the race lead, but again here comes Connor New in car number 10 down to the inside of turn number 1 and 2. Slider again. It's a drag race down into turn number 3. This time Barbara going to throw the slider on you, but you back to the inside. Chase Barbara holds on by about 15 one-thousandths of a second. New now has got it by a car length down into turn number 3. Slide job attempt coming. Barbara goes for it. And Connor New gets the top out. He'll ride a rim ride around the outside. Right up near the concrete wall. Chase Barbara now going to get a little bit closer down into turn number 3. Tapping the wall with the right rear quarter panel was Connor New, but he turned it well back underneath that 23 car. And Connor New from the inside of that second row. He has got the race lead with just 3 laps left to run in this 10 machine. It is on a rail right now. Chance Carr, Lyndon Whitfield battling it out for positions number 5 and 6. Battling for what will be better starting spots in the B main. Carson Friedman on the outside looking in. Will start on pole of one of the B mains later on this evening. Tomlinson has got a transfer spot at the moment. And you've got a feel for Chase Hardy as well. Started on the front row. But unfortunately, not getting the start does Connor New with 1 lap left to run in heat race number 1. Into 3 and 4 for the final time. The 10 car, the Majula C Speed Shop CFM Esports number 10. It was a rocket ship here in heat race number 1. Of course, we get to take a look here at your results here. So Chase Barber opted not to take the money for qualifying as well. Heat number 1, Connor New gets the win over Chase Barber, Hayden Tolleson. Those top 3 drivers locking themselves into the A main event later on this evening. For the likes of Friedman, Carr, Whitfield, George, Black and Hardy, well, those drivers from 4th on back, they will be headed to a B main. Heat race number 2 will bring to you looking like this. Damien Kiefer rolls off out of position number 1. From position number 2 with the 1 car of Jesse Enterkin. Your second row to the inside from position number 3 with the 5 car of Andrew Clark. From position number 4, the 32 of Christopher Joy. Your fifth starter in car number 28, featuring a courtesy of substitute driver of Evan C. last week at the dirt track at Charlotte. Mason Lobb goes to the inside of Bob Klein from position number 6. Jacob Tibble rolls off the 13 machine from position number 7. Tristan Sykes will roll off the 99 machine from position number 8. And Unite the final starter. He was somewhat of a late entry, just missing the practice. And I don't know whether he got an actual qualifying time in. That is the 80 car of Dylan Wilson. Heat race number 2. Kiefer and Enterkin, both drivers in the top 10 of the points standing, sitting 7th and 9th position. Clark tried to put the power move on both that front row. As Clark now slides up in front of Enterkin. Enterkin will now turn it back underneath him there, but at the end of lap number 1, it's Damien Kiefer leading the way from Andrew Clark. Here comes Enterkin with a move there on Clark. They'll get stuck together. Christopher Joy says, okay, that's fair enough, boys. I'm just going to take it to the inside. And Mason Lobb, look at Dylan Wilson in that 80 machine going from 9th. And he's battling with the 7 car. Oh, Bob Klein as they work it down into turn number 3. Klein got the tyres. That car got really tight. Clark goes back to the inside. They were 3 wide off turn number 4. Clark coming up to Wilson now down into 1 and 2. Wilson back to the inside. Dylan Wilson up to position number 4. And the 80 machine is rocking and rolling right now in heat race number 2. Still 6 laps left to run to make a chance. And putting himself directly into the show. He's got a reel in 7/10 of a second to the 28 car of Mason Lobb. Your leader is Damien Kiefer. Out in front, Christopher Joy in the 32 car from that outside of the second row. With a bit of luck, he found his way to the runner-up position in the early going of this heat race number 2. Lobb has now got some company with Wilson. He's slowly but surely tracked him down, but now Wilson, he's got 3 laps left to run to make a challenge for the final spot on the podium. They went to the middle into 1 and 2. Lobb trying to protect to make that car as wide as possible. But Wilson, he's no slouch, he's no stranger at putting that 80 machine into the big dance. He's got a lot of experience, especially in the big races. A World Championship driver for a number of seasons in the late model World of Outlaws World Championship scene, with 1 lap left to go for Damien Kiefer. He's already down into turn number 3, about to come off turn number 4. Damien Kiefer to the show. Christopher Joy second. It's going to be Mason Long, just holding on to position number 3. 4th, we'll go to Dylan Wilson. Andrew Clark rounds out your top 5. Bob Klein, Tristan Sykes, Jesse Anakin, and Jacob Tabor for the 9 drivers in heat race number 2. Let's take a look at those results. They're up on screen. Kiefer, Joy, Lob, your top 3 going to the show. Wilson, Clark, Klein, Sykes, Anakin, and Tabor to your B mains. Heat race number 3 going to look like this. On the pole, the substitute driver tonight, it'll be Logan Rumsey on the outside of the front row. Car number 20 of Sean Pointer for position number 2. Then we go back to your second row, inside and outside. Brett Cordell in the 93 from position number 3. Your points leader, the 48 car of Dylan Yeager, will start from position number 4. Tristan Lodasua in the 92. Team Machine goes out from the 5th starting position. Cameron Kaysen in the 18 will make his way from your 6th start. The 44 of Aaron Bowman goes out of position number 7. Position number 8, it's Joe Cease in car number 50. And that's the 8 cars in heat race number 3. So including this one, still 3 heat races to come. Heats 3, 4, and 5. As the lights out on the pace truck. So Logan Rumsey substitute here for Caleb Durgan tonight. Again, he's 8th in the point standings. Dustin Glenn subbing for Zachary Nimitz. We'll see him later on. And we'll see Stephen Gaines substitute for Tanner Tomasi. Thank you, Eddie, as we got one around. Sean Pointer in the 20 machine, but it's Logan Rumsey out in front. Lodasua back there in second. This is going to be an interesting battle for this final spot on the podium. Bowman gets a little lumped up from behind by the 48 car of Dylan Yeager. But here comes Joe Cease to the inside. And now Joe Cease looking to go from the back to the front. Cease has got it. Yeager must be thinking, boy, what am I going to do to put the 48 into the show? Points leader by what is 19 points over Desmond Busby, who we're yet to see here this evening so far. So he'll be either coming from heat race number 4 or 5. Should he make it here this evening? Again, having a look at who is here and who is not, who is who in the zoo. Speaking of the zoo, Logan Rumsey out in front in that number 1 mission. The substitute right there for Caleb Durgan, who is 8th in the point standings. Challenges on for second between Tristan Lodasua and Dylan Yeager. Lodasua in the 92 car, leading that 48 through turn number 3 and 4. Joe Cease just still battling with that race car on the low side, back to position number 4. Then you go back to Cameron Kaysen, rounding out your top 5. Aaron Bowman, the last car on the racetrack with Pointer and Cordell, both getting both being recorded with DNFs here in heat race number 3. 2 to run for your race leader, who has got a near 3-second gap there at the start-finish line. Lodasua, Yeager still holding on to the final spots on the podium. Can they get the jobs done? Can Yeager put that 48 machine into the big dance, and knowing that all he's just going to do is he's going to worry about putting 50 solid laps together, because he's the points leader, and after what is 5 weeks, he is yet to have a win. 3 and 4 for the final time. Logan Rumsey, substitute driver here for Caleb Durgan, will get the win. Rumsey absolutely spanking him here tonight. Heat number 3 results coming up on screen. Logan Rumsey gets the win. Tristan Lodasua second. Third, we'll go to Dylan Yeager. 4th is Joe Cease. Cameron Kaysen rounds out your top 5. Aaron Bowman in 6th. Brett Cordell in 7th. And Sean Pointer in position number 8. Heat race number 4, and what a front row this is going to be. Desmond Busby second in the point standings. He will roll off out of position number 1. From position number 2 with the 5 car of Nathan Waddell. Your third starter in car number 46, that'll be Robert Overstreet. From position number 4, the 51 car of Ashton Farr. From position number 5, it's Sean Crossike in car number 21 to the outside. From position number 6, it's the 97 car of Tyler Clement. And your fourth and final row, inside and outside, in from inside on the 7th starting spot, driving car number 07, that'll be Christian White, and to the outside in the 518 machine, driving the catalytic recovery, Inferno Motorsports entry, that is Joseph Grandy. So Busby, Waddell, front row, Busby second in the point standings, Waddell 6th in the point standings. We've already had Cordell, Kiefer, Durgan, who's been substituted for Logan Rumsey here tonight, Entikin, Tolan. So basically Busby is the only driver inside the top 10 that has not had a heat race. Come back to racing here at the Cedar Lake Speedway, the Wisconsin Bash. 50 laps later on tonight will be your main event for round number 6 of the Plumwild Podcast Super Late Models. But heat race number 4, penultimate heat race of the night, sees Desmond Busby leading the way. Ashton Farr to the outside of the 46 machine. They're 3 wide, now 4 wide, back straight away. Now it's 2 by 2. Kiefer with a slide jump there on Busby. Busby turns it back underneath Waddell as they work down into turn number 1 and up for turn number 2. Busby still got the race lead. I thought he was going to go protective mode, maybe half protection mode just there in that 82 machine. And now look at Ashton Farr wheeling and dealing on the top side of the racetrack. Slider from Waddell, 3 wide, Farr to the inside and Farr to the race lead. Ashton Farr's never raced this good, and right now he's showing these boys that the 51 car's got some speed. They were 3 wide, double slide job from Busby. Farr has to get put. He got pushed up, and he got tight there on the exit of turn number 2. Here comes Overstreet to the inside. A 3, now 4 car battle for the top 3 positions. Hell, you can almost throw in Clement and Sean Crossike. 6 cars nearly, now they'll make it 4 cars as Waddell with a slider on Busby. Farr and Overstreet still battling out, but Farr's got it. And now Farr comes back after Nathan Waddell. 6 down, 4 to run. Heat race number 4. And Desmond Busby, second in the point standings. He knows that he needs to start near the front of the field if he wants to close in on the gap on the championship battle. With 5 weeks left to run, including tonight, there is no guarantees. Crossite got a little tight there going into turn number 3. And Robert Overstreet, unfortunately, was the big loser out of that one because he got tight as Clement dies to his inside. You've got a lap and a bit to go as they work down into 3 and 4, and Busby still your race leader here at the Cedar Lake Speedway. Busby low down into turn number 1. Here comes Waddell with a run out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Will we have it into 3 and 4? Busby going to slide it all the way to the top. Here comes Waddell back to the inside. Not enough drive for Nathan Waddell. But Desmond Busby will be credited with the win in heat race number 4. Nathan Waddell home in second. Third will go to Ashton Farr. Fourth will be Sean Crossike. Tyler Clement runs out your top 5. Robert Overstreet in 6th. 7th is Christian White. Joseph Grandy home in position number 8. 5th and final heat race of the night to get another 8 starters for this one. The 12 of Trevor Mead goes out of position number 1. Nick Palmer roll off the O2 machine from position number 2. From position number 3 will be the 43 car of Devon Ferguson. Driving the 07 machine, Stephen Gaines rolls off at a position number 4 and a substitute for Tanner Tomasi here this evening. Your 5th starter in car number 20, that'll be Colton Zimmer. To his outside, Logan Hickerson will go out of the 6th starting spot. Position number 7 will be the 123 car of Rodney Gard, and going from the 8 starter, Dustin Glenn, a substitute driver for Zachary Nemitz, will make up the 8 cars in heat race number 5. 5th and final heat race of the night. And then right after this one, we go B main racing. So after these next 10 laps, we will have officially locked in 15 drivers. out of the 24 here this evening. That will take to the racetrack for 50 laps later on. So still plenty of action to come here from the virtual Cedar Lake Speedway, the Wisconsin Bash, for round number 6 of the Plumwild Podcast Super Late Models presented by Northwest Racing Association. Don't forget, tomorrow night, Northwest Racing Association, the Dergy Dig Performance Big Block Modifieds live with Joe White, the OSR Network. Does a fantastic job from 10 o'clock Eastern. And then come back with Ultimate Dirt TV with the Northwest Racing Association Pro Late Models presented by Mountain View Plumbing. That is at 11 o'clock. And then Thursday night back with Joe White at OSRN for the Street Stocks. But the final heat race here from the Plumwild Podcast Super Late Models presented by Northwest Racing Association is already underway. Trevor Mead is looking like, yes he will lead lap number 1. Stephen Gaines back there into position number 3. Substitute right here for Tanner Tomasi, but it's going to be Devin Ferguson to try and make his way into position number 3. So there is a battle on for 3rd, 4th, 5th position with Logan Hickerson in the 98 machine. And then you go back to Colton Zimmer right there. We're having a good snip there underneath the 98 machine. But speaking of having a good snip on the inside, up goes the 43 of Devin Ferguson and nearly going around courtesy of Logan Hickerson. Ferguson gets tight. He's going to lose 1-2 position to Hickerson and Colton Zimmer, as now Zimmer tries to come through the middle and slide it up just a little bit. Not all the way up the racetrack, some 3/4. Going right through the middle goes that 07 car of Stephen Gaines, coming after the 02 entry of Nick Baum, as we complete 5 in the books here in the final heat race of the night. Heat race number 5, and it's 5s all round. But it's a 12 car that leads the way. Trevor Mead from Nick Baum and Stephen Gaines. That's your top 3. Logan Hickerson right there just on the outside looking in by 1 position. And he's got an opportunity right now as he closes in on Gaines down into turn number 1. Gaines again through the middle of 1 and 2, but it was Hickerson to still send it upstairs. Now a little slider line from Stephen Gaines. For your battle on for the final transfer position. Gaines is now going to go upstairs. Mead makes the mistake on the exit of turn number 2. New race leader. Will we have it into 3 and 4? Nick Baum, Trevor Mead. No, Trevor Mead still going to hold on to the number 1 position with just a lap and a half to go as they work down the back straight away. You can see your top 4 on screen. Trevor Mead, Nick Baum, Stephen Gaines, Logan Hickerson. White flag is out. 1 to go. Slide job by Baum on Mead. Baum hits the wall and absolutely crumpled the right rear quarter panel down into 3 and 4. We go final time, and they go 3 wide off the final turn. Now it's going to be a drag race for 2nd and 3rd. Oh boy, that was tight. Looking at what was 8 1/1000ths of a second for that 2nd and 3rd spot. Heat number 5 results coming up on screen. Trevor Mead gets the win over Stephen Gaines. Back to Nick Baum in 3rd. Logan Hickerson, Colton Zimmer, your top 5. Devin Ferguson, Rodney Guard, along with Dustin Glenn to make up the 8 drivers in heat race number 5. So just the 2 B mains. It's going to be 15 laps and the top 4 are going to transfer, which means it is going to be a 23 car field. Let's take a look at your starting lineup for what is B main number 1. Going to the pole position will be Carson Friedman in car number 3. To the outside of the front row, Joe Cease will start from position number 2. Position number 3 with the 98 car of Logan Hickerson, going from the 4 starting spot in car number 5. That is Andrew Clark. Your 5th starter in car number 97, that'll be Tyler Clement to the outside from position number 6. Car number 21 of Lyndon Whitfield. Your 4th row inside from position number 7, the 44 car of Aaron Bowman lines up alongside the 43 car from position number 8. That is Devin Ferguson. Your 9th starter in car number 99, that is Tristan Sykes to the outside from position number 10. Christian White will start the 07 machine. Then we go back to Scooter Black, goes off from the 11th starting position in car number 5. From position number 12, Sean Pointer in car number 20. And your 13th and final starter in car number 24, Dustin Glenn, goes from position number 13. So B main number 1, ready to go racing here at Cedar Lake Speedway, and we are taking the top 4 If you're not inside the top 4, well, your night is done and dusted as they work down the back straightaway. Clement gets to the inside of Clark as they work into 3 and 4. Friedman going to lead lap number 1. Hickerson gets into the rear bumper of Joe Cease in the 50 car. And now Clark dives to the inside. Clement now on the very inside. Clark is through the middle. 3 wide for 3rd, 4th and 5th position. Lyndon Whitfield there on the outside looking in, watching this 3 wide battle happen once again as they work through turn number 1 and 2. Friedman, Cease getting clear right now of the rest of the field as the battle again goes 3rd, 4th, 5th, and now even we're going to throw in 6th place entry for the 6th place driver of Lyndon Whitfield in car number 21, who's looking to make it a 4-way dance here for the final 2 transfer positions. Hickerson has got position number 3, so he's got 1 insurance position, but right now watching the 5 car of Andrew Clark to the top side behind Hickerson, as now Hickerson dives down to the inside, coming after more insurance positions. He goes with a slider there on Joe Cease, and now Cease has to work it back underneath him, 2 by 2 for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th position. Whitfield trying to make it 3 wide back there in position number 6, and coming back with the 21 car is the 99 entry of Tristan Sykes. Oh, Cease in the 50 car is around and into the pit area. We will stay green. Andrew Clark now on the outside looking in as Lyndon Whitfield in car number 21 has just finally locked down into a transfer position. And they go 3 wide, 4 wide, almost through turn number 1 and 2. Whitfield and Clement. Clement shuts the door on Whitfield. Bit of bumping and grinding, gentlemen. It's Valentine's Day in less than 24 hours, and you're both gone and potentially given up 2 transfer positions as Sykes and Clark both have gone into the transfer spots. Here comes Devon Ferguson. Boy, these guys are fighting for every inch of the racetrack. Here comes Clark in the 5 machine again, working it to the top side of turn number 1 and 2. Back to the outside into turn number 3. Sykes on the inside of that number 99 machine, the blue, white and black number 99. What can Tristan Sykes do? Can he hold on? Back watching just to the right of your screen, the 21 of Lyndon Whitfield go toe-to-toe, door panel to door panel with that 34 car of Devon Ferguson. Watch the 99. He has got the final transfer spot. Ferguson throws a slider on Whitfield. Whitfield now comes back at Ferguson down into turn number 3 and 4. 3 laps left to run here at Cedar Lake Speedway, the Wisconsin Bash. Round number 6 of the Plumwild Podcast, Super Late Models, presented by Northwest Racing Association. Gee, this battle is good for the drivers not going to the A main event with a lap and a half to go. Whitfield would have to absolutely lock out in this one if he wants to put the 21 into the big dance, but it may not matter because Carson Friedman there in car number 3 is already down into turn number 3 and about to come off corner number 4 for the final time. Carson Friedman, a dominating victory here in B main number 1. Carson Friedman will get the win over Logan Hickerson in 2nd. Andrew Clark 3rd. 4th will go to Tristan Sykes. Those results unofficial until we get to the confirmation, and that confirmation is coming up right now as Carson Friedman, Logan Hickerson, Andrew Clark and Tristan Sykes are confirmed the top 4 drivers that have punched their ticket to the 50-lap main event later on tonight. Unfortunately, 5th thumb back, well, we have to say goodnight to you because you will no longer take part here at the Cedar Lake Speedway as we get ready for our B main number 2. And for these drivers on the racetrack, the last time that they get an opportunity to make it into your main event. Dylan Wilson goes off from position number 1. Sean Crossike in the 21, he'll start from position number 2. Chance Carl will go from the 3rd starting spot to the outside. Cameron Kaysen makes his way from the 4th starting position. Going out of position number 5 with the 20 car of Colton Zimmer from position number 6. In car number 7, that is Bob Klein. From position number 7 in car number 46, that is Robert Overstreet, to the outside from 8 to 23 of Matt George. Your 9 starter in car number 93, that'll be Brett Cordell, to the outside in the 123 car. Rodney Guard goes out of position number 10. Boy, he's got a long way to go. He picked up the very first feature win of the season in car number 1 from position number 11. 7th in the point standings. It's Jesse Anakin to the outside, the 518 car of Joseph Grandy. And just 7th and final row, Chase Hardy from 13 and Jacob Tabor in the 13 out of position number 14. So as the field is ready to rumble. "13 cars doing battle for 4 transfer spots in 15 laps." Says, "Oh no, Cross-Like gonna go around." And just then and there we will go yellow. And I believe it was the 18 car of Cameron Casey, and it was. So watch the 18 car just get into the back of the 21 right there, and Cross-Like unfortunately goes around. A bit of damage there to the 21 car. So another look here from above the raceway as they field into turn number 1 and 2, and just there we see Kaysen, and Kaysen in fact gave a little bump to the 21. Colton Zimmer know where to go, in fact turned the 18 machine. So Cross-Like, what looks like he's going to restart at the back of the field. So Cross-Like to the back, Kaysen to the back. This will rearrange the restart order. Wilson and Carr on the front row, Zimmer and Klein on row 2. Overstreet, Cortland, row 3. Enterkin and Grandy, row 4. And you go back to Kaysen alongside Cross-Like. Tabor, George, Guard. They're all there. Green flag is out. And look at that. They're 3 and 4 wide there through that first and second turn. And Bob Klein going to go right through the middle and put himself into a transfer position. Colton Zimmer in that number 20 machine. He's got free rein on the top side of the racetrack through turn number 1 and 2. Here comes Jesse Enterkin. So Zimmer not inside the top 10 of the point standings, but boy, Jesse Enterkin is in that number 1 machine. Remember, he picked up the win at the Leonardville Speedway in week number 1, but right now he is the first car on the outside looking in, and that will make a huge chunk to the point standings if he is unable to put himself into the feature event as they work through 1 and 2. Zimmer now got some company. We'll go yellow. Cameron Kaysen in the 18, but I believe it all started here with Joseph Grandy. Oh, Cross-Like went down to the low side, down into turn number 1. Kaysen had nowhere to go. Bang, just there. On board, Cameron Kaysen right now. Get a good look at how quickly things can change. Unfortunately for Cameron Kaysen, he's found his way back to the pit area in the number 18 machine. It all started horribly wrong for the 18. We go back to that first caution where he got into the back of Sean Cross-Like. So I believe we are 1 to green. 5 down and 10 to run. 2 cautions here in pit main number 2. And a relatively quiet night for race control. Right up until this point, that could all change into 3 and up for turn number 4. Dylan Wilson, Chance Carr, Bob Klein, Colton Zimmer. That's your top 4. You see Jesse Anakin got an absolute horrible start as they work through turn number 1 and 2. Klein to the inside, and he's looking to pick up not 1 but 2 positions as he now looks for the runner-up spot. Klein and Carr, Bob Klein. I think Chance Carr may have had that one as Colton Zimmer again works his way right through the middle of the racetrack. car again to the middle as he gets to the outside of the 7 car of Bob Klein as they all try run down your race leader, the 80 car of Dylan Wilson. Matt George, Jacob Tabor, couple of drivers involved in this one, and I believe it all started with Tabor in that 13 car. So you can see the 93 of Brett Cordell. Just right there, we just see the contact, which should bring it right in front of our cameras here in the middle of turn number 3 and 4. Bang, right there. Look at that. Yes, tonight is going to be very, I mean, not just tonight, Ashton, every A-main we've had so far has been very competitive. We can just go back to look at the first 5 weeks. We've had 5 different winners. Will we continue on with the trend for what is week number 6 of the Plumwild podcast, Super Late Models, presented by Northwest Racing Association? So back to green we go. A main not too far away, but right now your B main. We'll see Dylan Wilson again leading the way of a chance card. This will complete 8 of the 15. So yes, we are past half race distance. So watch this battle on right now for that final transfer position, the 20 car of Colton Zimmer, who almost looks like he's got some front end damage, especially on the right front of that on the front bumper. There's definitely some damage to the 20 car. Will he be able to hold on? Will he be able to hold off the challenge from Robert Overstreet in that 46 car? Overstreet's car looks pretty solid at the moment. It looks nice and straight. So I can't see maybe why Overstreet can't challenge for a transfer spot. Sean Crossike, Jesse Anakin. They go side by side. Climb to the top of the racetrack into 3 and 4. Going through the middle goes Colton Zimmer. If he's not careful, Colton Zimmer, he is really going to give an opportunity for Overstreet or Enterkin or even Crosslike to make a run at the 4th and final transfer position. But the time is starting to run out for those drivers from 5th on back, and that is the first of them is the 46 car of Robert Overstreet as they work down into turn number 3. Overstreet tucks in line behind the 20 car. Here comes Enterkin with a run down the front straightaway. Just got into the rear bumper. A real shot in the shorts and a real shot in the backside to the 46 car of Overstreet. And Enterkin, after winning week number 1, there is every possibility that come week number 6, top 10 in the points, he is not going to make the show. 3 and 4 for the final time. Your leader off for turn number 4, Dylan Wilson. Second will go to Chance Car. Bob Klein third. Colton Zimmer rounds out your top 4. And those results are unofficial. So getting the win in B main competition goes to the 80 car of Dylan Wilson. Chance Car home in second. Bob Klein third. And grabbing that 4th and final transfer position will go to Colton Zimmer. For the likes of Overstreet, unfortunately, he misses out alongside Jesse Anakin back there in 6th position. Sean Crosslike, Joseph, Grady Jacob, Tabor, Matt George, your top 10. Rodney Guard, Brett Cordell, Cameron Kaysen. That was your 13 starters that took to the racetrack. Well, just to recap what we've seen so far. Now, just quickly, we've had a track reset. A track reset has been done, which means these drivers have got one fresh racetrack to go 3 minutes of action, 3 minutes of practice before they go racing here in tonight's main event. But just to recap what we've seen here this evening, Chase Barbara, quick time with a 12.887. However, heat race number 1 winner went to Connor New after starting from position number 3. Then we go back to heat race number 2. Damien Kiefer got the win from the pole position. We kept the pole position wins going in heat race number 3. Logan Rumsey, the substitute driver for Caleb Durgan here tonight, got the win. We continued on with heat race number 4, Desmond Busby, second in the point standings. He got the win from the pole position, and then Trevor Mead was able to do the same thing from the pole to get the win in heat race number 5. I can tell you that the time difference between the first heat race of the night was 2 minutes and 10 seconds flat. Heat race number 5, same distance, 2 minutes 15.752, so nearly 6 seconds slower. Nearly 6 seconds slower from the first heat all the way through to the 5th heat. And then, of course, we went to the first of 2 B-mates. Carson Friedman got the win from the pole position, and Dylan Wilson got the win in B-mate number 2 also from the pole position. So out of these 7 races we've seen so far, 6 of them have come from that position of that front row, the pole position, in those 6 out of 7 races. Connor, the only driver to defy the odds after starting inside that second row. However, speaking of Connor, we know he's going to line up in position number 1. So we bring the point standings back up. Let's take a look at the moment as we've got just under 30 seconds. Well, I can tell you right now, Dylan Yeager goes from position number 13. He's your points leader. Desmond Busby will start from position number 4. Connor New starts on pole. Chase Barbara, he will start from position number 6. Hayden Tolson goes out of the 11th starting spot. Nathan Waddell, 6 in the points. He goes from position number 9. Jesse Entigan, not in the show. Caleb Durgan, substitute driver of Logan Rumsey, goes from position number 3. Damien Kiefer will go from the outside of the front row. And then Cruz Cordell, who I don't believe is here tonight. No, I didn't see Cruz. All right, not going to matter right now because it is a main event time. 50 laps getting ready to do battle here at the Cedar Lake Speedway. Let's take a look at your starting lineup for the 23 starters in tonight's 50 lap Wisconsin Bash for round number 6 of the Plumwild Podcast Super Late Models presented by Northwest Racing Association. Connor New alongside Damien Kiefer will make up row number 1. Row number 2, inside and outside, will be Logan Rumsey. Alongside him, Desmond Busby. We go back to row number 3 inside. It'll be Trevor Mead to the outside, Chase Barbara. Row number 4 inside will be Christopher Joy to the outside, Tristan Laudersua out of position number 8. Your 5th row in the 5 car from 9, it'll be Nathan Waddell to the outside, Stephen Gaines from position number 10. Hayden Tolson goes out of the 11th starting spot. Mason Lobb at a position number 12. Dylan Yeager from 13 alongside Ashton Farr. Nick Baum inside the 8th row. Alongside him is Carson Friedman. Dylan Wilson to the inside of row number 9. To the outside, it's Logan Hickerson. Inside and outside of the 10th row, Chance Carr on the inside. Andrew Clark on the outside. Second last row inside will be Bob Klein. To the outside, Tristan Sykes. And row 12, he's got the back row all to himself. He can choose inside or outside. He can choose the middle. It doesn't really matter because Colton Dimmer goes out of position number 23. Looking forward to this one. The Plumwild Podcast Super Late Models presented by Northwest Racing Association. Round number 6 here at the Cedar Lake Speedway, and the Wisconsin Bash is underway. As they work through turn number 1 and 2, boy, we've got a very, very fresh racetrack. How will it play out later on in this, by the end of this 50-lap main event? Everybody just trying to find themselves into a little bit of a rhythm, trying to get themselves glued to the inside, through the middle, or even drivers trying to work it upstairs. Gee, it is on right here. There is a lot of contact here towards the back of the field. And you can really start to see this racetrack. It will no doubt prove to be a little difficult come the end of the 50-lap main event. Meanwhile, up front right now is Connor New watching Barbara to the inside of Trevor Mead. That's just outside the top 5. Desmond Busby, speaking of top 5s, inside the top 5 right now. Christopher Joy in 5th, trying to work away by the 82 car of Busby. Meanwhile, just in front of them, Kiefer on the inside of Logan Rumsey. Rumsey in the 1 car. New has led the opening 5 laps of this main event. If he was to win this one, he would be the 6th different winner in 6 weeks of competition in the Plumwild Podcast Super Late Model Series. Watching Kiefer battle it out with Rumsey. A lot of marbles developing right through the middle of the speedway. Marbles developing right up against the concrete wall. Absolutely, Aaron New has been on absolute fire lately. Anytime that the 10 machine, he has just stepped his game up to a whole new level. Speaking of going to a whole new level, Busby around the outside, there is Christopher Joy looking for a good run here in the main event. Here are the Super Late models here at the Cedar Lake Speedway. Chase Barber in the 23 car. However, he sits 4th in the point standings. Is coming after Christopher Joy, looking for a top 5. Looking at Yag in the point standings. He's your points leader in the standings on the left-hand side at the moment in the race. He is battling with Tristan Laudersilva to try and battle for a top 10, but Jaeger is in position number 11. And this will really shake things up when it comes to the point standings as Kiefer again fights to the inside of Logan Rumsey. Through 1 and 2 they go. Front straightaway will complete lap number 11. Look out, Hayden Tolleson coming after Chase Barbara. Tolleson 5th in the point standings again, looking for another solid light and looking to bag some more points and looking to make this championship battle in the Plumwild Podcast Super Late Model Series just be just a little bit more tighter after 6 rounds of competition. Barbara again still fending off the challenge right now from the 327 car of Hayden Tolleson. Those 2 drivers right there, 4th and 5th in the point standings. Barbara 4th, Tolleson 5th. And I can tell you right now, there is 20 points separating Barbara and Tolleson. So Tolleson would love to claw in some of the points back on Barbara. We go back, Laudersilva fighting with Nathan Waddell for 9th and 10th position. Now here comes Jaeger to the outside of Nathan Waddell down into turn number 3 and 4. Dylan Jaeger, will he move inside the top 10? Yes, he does at the start-finish line. And just like that, folks, we're 15 down, 35 to run. In a race that has gone green all the way so far. When does it come out? When does that yellow flag rear its ugly head here at the Cedar Lake Speedway? Let's hope that it doesn't. Your leader, look at this, by 1.2, nearly goes out to 1.3 seconds. And if this race continues to stay green, we are certainly going to get into the back markers and get into lap traffic. Look out, there's some problems here for Ashton Farr, Logan Hickerson. Bob Klein as well, still battling it out there for the final few spots in this 23 car field. Barman Zimmer make a bit of contact on the front straightaway. Friedman on the inside of Lobb. Remember, Lobb, he had the substitute driver last week of Evan C. There's our first yellow. Now, just making sure that's no one else, because there's the 20 car of Colton Zimmer. So this might be, in fact, as to reason why the yellow is out. Oh, bang, right there. Nick Baum just catches the tyre. So, first yellow of tonight's main event comes courtesy of lap number 20. So just like that, yellow is out. So we see Colton Zimmer along with Stephen Gaines. So I was just talking about the 28 car of Mason Lobb. So he's got 1 win in that win column. And again, that come courtesy of Evan C., substitute driver of last week. Well, he caught the inside tyres. And once you catch those inside tyres, unfortunately, he just goes all the way up the racetrack. So 20 down, 30 to run. Lights are out. Safety car about to make its way off the racing surface. Alan, I know what I saw. Trust me, I'll tell you right now, he got the infield tyres. I don't need to rewind it. I've seen it twice. Green flag is out. We're back underway with Connor New. 30 laps left to run. Rumsey again, still finding himself into the runner-up position. Good restart for the One Machine. Substitute driver for Caleb Durgan here this evening, watching Christopher Joy go battle there with the 23 car of Chase Barber, the 327 entry of Tolleson. Gets a little hit from behind by Trevor Mead in the 12. Now in comes Lorna Sewer. Dylan Yeager starting to make a run late in this race, or right around the half race distance of this 50-lap A main event. Mead goes to the inside. Problems again. Tolleson to the outside. Gets by the 12 car of Trevor Mead. Oh boy, Mead going to go around. Yellow is out. And just going to love when iRacing does this. Now I'm hoping that that's the actual entire server and not me. Nonetheless, Mead goes around. Yeager was that car behind him. And Mead going to find his way up on his side. And that's a tough break because now he's going to have to call the virtual tow. So just going to listen in here for a minute. So we're just going to... Just listening to the driver chit chat. So Dylan Yeager being given an EOL for that one. So 24 laps in the books. Here at Cedar Lake, we come back to green. A lap away from half race distance, and here comes Rumsey with a slide job on your race leader. So Connor New, for the first time in tonight's main event, has got some company right now. Slider by New, halfway home. We're 25 down and 25 to run. New to the top shelf. Rumsey with a long but slow slide job there on Connor New. New fights back at Rumsey down into turn number 3 and 4. New, Rumsey. New has got it by a front bumper. Boy, the race for the lead is really on right now. Two very young and competitive race car drivers. Very, very fast. Oh no, Kiefer around. Kiefer around. Just catching the tyres right in front of the field. No, I don't, Alan. Bang, once, not once, but twice. Just Kiefer get those infield tyres. And this is how quick it could end. And Damien Kiefer, unfortunately, goes back to the pits, and you can dare say that that is pretty much his night done and dusted. So Kiefer, I can only assume that his night is done. He will be out of the main event. Bob Klein back in the pits. There's still 21 cars left on the racetrack. We'll come back to the green. Bob Klein coming back out onto the raceway. I believe he's still going to be on the lead lap. So yes, Klein is going to be on the lead lap. Here we go, back underway, 23. 23 to go. Back to the top shelf goes the 10 car of Connor New. Logan Rumsey's now got Chase Barber and Christopher Joy working side by side, watching above the raceway. One more lap into the books, 22 to run. Christopher Joy to the inside there on Barbara. Barbara's found his way to position number 3, but got Joy again. Still trying to pester him in the inside in that 32 machine. Barbara's still got it. Joy still making the bottom side work. Slides it from the bottom to the middle. Now getting that grip with the left rear tyre on the exit at turn number 2. Waddell trying to get a run on the outside of the 327 car of Hayden Tolleson. Points racing for some of these guys, but they also want to get the win. If Connor New can get the win, it would be 6 winners in 6 weeks. Here with the Plumwild Podcast Super Late Model Series presented by Northwest Racing Association. Again, back to 3rd and 4th position as Barbara still holds on to position number 3. But boy, he's not looking comfortable right now because that pressure from the 32 car is thick right now. 19 as we're about to go 18 to run. We are yellow. Tristan Sykes and the 99 car. Let's have a look what happened. Oh, just this is bystander, so it all started with the slide job by Balm on far, and then it was the 98 of Hickerson who got and hit the front end of the 51 car of Ashton Farr, which sent him down to the racetrack. So no fault there of Ashton Farr, no fault there. I don't really no fault of anybody. Probably if you're going to pinpoint someone, we're not going to do that. Because we're not here to do race control, we're here to do a broadcast. So you know what? I think we'll just leave it. We will just leave it. With that race control, look after that situation. So 18 remaining in the 10 car of Connor New. Still leading the way. So good shot as they work down the back straight away. Come back to the green. Connor New says, right boys, let's go racing. 18 laps left to run. And it's all happening right now. Slider from Logan Rumsey there on New, but New turns it back underneath him, and just like that, we're yellow. Trevor Mead in the 12 car didn't even get to the start-finish line. Oh, and this all started here with Chance Carr in the 2 car. So your leader takes off, and it almost looked like the 5 car of Andrew Clark slowed up big time. So you see Chance Carr back in the pit area with Trevor Mead. So we should, I believe, we should go to single file restart. All right. Yeah, I agree, Anthony. It did almost look like that he didn't even want to go there on that start. So single file restart coming out. So they'll go 1 to green now. Here we go, back to green. Connor New going to lead him once again off turn number 4. New and Rumsey. Then you go back to Barbara, the top 3, run to the top into turn number 1 and 2. And you go back to Joy in 4th position. Tolleson, Waddell just outside the top 5. 6 in the point settings is that number 5 car. Right now he's running in the position that he sits in the standings. How about Tristan Laudersu? A nice drive by the 92T car so far to put himself in a good spot to make a top 10 here tonight at the Cedar Lake Speedway. Desmond Busby. We look at that point standings between Busby and Dylan Yeager. Yeager is back in 23rd spot. He's 7 laps down, and Yeager's done for this one. So right now the points battle is really going to tighten up. Will he hold on to the race lead after round number 6? Only time will tell. Right now we've got 14 to run. Your leader is Connor New. Watching right now, Christopher Joy again still trying to put the pressure and apply some pressure to the 23 car of Chase Barbara. Joy again through the middle of the raceway into 1 and 2. Barbara again, he's just got the momentum there on the exit of turn 2 and turn number 4 that is helping that 32 car just keep in front, keeping the 23 car I should say, just stay in front of the 32 car. But again, Joy looking for a top 5. Boy, he's close to a podium. It's within reaching distance right now. Tolleson back there into position number 5 as things have just started to settle down here. We've got 10 to run, so 40 laps complete so far. And Connor New has been the man to beat all night, and it all started with that heat race number 1 victory, going from 3rd to 5th. 3rd to 1st, I should say. And the only man, now here's a stat for you. If Connor New wins this race, he is the only driver tonight to go and win a race not from the pole position. And he done it in heat race number 1, heats 2, 3, 4, 5 in the 2B mains, plus your A main. The winners all came from that number 1 starting position. Again, this battle tightens up for 3rd and 4th position, but Barbara just doing enough to hold on right now. How much has he got left in the tank? Has he done enough to secure himself a 3rd place podium here tonight at the Cedar Lake Speedway? Boy, I tell you what, we're about to find out. Slide job there by Christopher Joy. Barbara turns it back underneath him, and now the two are going to get to racing just a little bit harder into 3 and 4. 6 to go for your leader already in, and already down the back straightaway, I should say. He's got 3.5 seconds, 4 seconds nearly now on the battle that you're watching on screen. He's got a second over Rumsey. There's 5 to run at the line for these drivers. They come off turn number 4. Christopher Joy, here comes Tolleson with a run on the inside on Chase Barbara, and he had to back out of it. Here comes Nathan Waddell in the 5 car, looking to move up to a top 5 finishing position. And those drivers 5th and 6th in the standings, and separated by what is 9 points between Tolleson and Nathan Waddell. Every position, every point matters here in the Plumwild Podcast. Super Late Models presented by Northwest Racing Association. 3 to 1, and we've got a yellow. Ashton Farr involved in this one. He gets caught up with Chance Carr, but I believe it all happened in front of him as Klein. They were 4 wide there off turn number 4. Look at this. 4 wide. Carr goes through the middle. Klein, unfortunately, with that 4 wide, his car got pushed down to the infield and then caught those tyres. Look at the contact just there. And then Carr and Farr come together there on the exit of turn number 2. And that really just looked like that it was hard racing there for those drivers who were trying to put on a show. So a green-white checker. 2 laps is all that separates Connor New being the 6th different winner. And what could almost elevate him to the top of the table in the point standings after 6 weeks. We know it's going to be tight, but let's find out if he has got what it takes for these final 2 laps. Has he got enough tyres? We know the talent and the skill is there. 2 laps left to run here in the Wisconsin Bash. 50 laps around the Cedar Lake Speedway. We're down to the final lap and a half. Connor New into 3 and 4 here for the penultimate time. He will come to the white flag. White flag is out. Now we're going to race it out no matter what happens here. We are going to crown a winner. Rumsey tries to move desperately into turn number 1 and 2. Joy coming after Rumsey. They work into 3 and 4 final time. Connor New going to make it 6 different winners in 6 weeks. Christopher Joy snags second, I think, at the line. I think Christopher Joy stole second away from Logan Rumsey. Let's take a look at your official results. We know Connor New is going to get the win. Christopher Joy by 7/1000th of a second over Logan Rumsey in third. Fourth, we'll go to Chase Barbara. Hayden Tolleson makes up your top 5. Nathan Waddell, Tristan Lodasua, Desmond Busby, Colton Zimmer, and Dylan Wilson make up your top 10. Mason Lobb, Andrew Clark, Logan Hickerson, Bob Klein, and Nick Barnes to go 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th. Trevor Mead, 16th, Carson Friedman, Stephen Gaines, Tristan Sykes, Ashton Farr in position number 20. And ironically, the last car on the lead lap, Chance Carr 3 laps down, back in 21st. Dylan Yeager 22nd, and Damien Kiefer in position number 24. I dare say this man is a very, very happy man, but for the first time this season, and in 6 weeks, he now becomes our 6th different winner. Driving car number 10, it's Connor New. Connor, congratulations on this victory. I've got to say, other than the qualifying effort, which, I mean, was still pretty good at with what was 42 or 43 drivers, you basically, other than qualifying, you pick up the win from heat race number 1 from that 3rd starting spot, and then you go on to lead all 50 laps. I mean, overall, a pretty successful night there in the number 10 car.
Yeah, we had a really fast car all night. I don't know. I missed it a little bit in qualifying. I hit the wall my first lap, but I think it was going to be really good. And I don't know. We cleared Chase Hardy off the start there in the heat, and we ended up getting around Chase. We had a really good race in the heat race, and then I don't know. Our car was on dig all night in the feature. I felt really good. I hated the restarts. I think they hurt us a lot. I think if we didn't have restarts, we would have won by a lot more than we did. But yeah.
Mate, those final 2 laps and that final green white checker, talk us what was going through your mind there, because, you know, a number of times you were checked out from the competition. I mean, yeah, Logan put it to you there for a number of times, but what was going through your mind there on that final green flag run?
I just knew I couldn't let him slide me. I wanted to. I just knew I couldn't let him lay back and get a run on me. So luckily I didn't. I started a little later when he like got to my back bumper. I started, so he couldn't slide me. I wanted to. And I don't know. We ran 3 and 4 really well, and then we ran 1 and 2 really well again the next time. And he tried to throw a bomb but couldn't clear it. So congrats to Chris on second and Logan on third.
Connor, you become the 6th different winner in 6 races here on the Plumwild Podcast Super Late Models presented by Northwest Racing Associates. What does this win mean to you and the team? And not only what does this win mean to you, but now with the championship battle, you were 30 points behind Yeager. Yeager finishes in 22nd spot. You get the win. What does this win mean to you? And knowing that now that points battle now becomes a lot tighter over the next 4 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I had 2 passing points in the heat race, and then the heat race win, obviously. And I don't know. I think Busby finished like 8th or something. So I think me and Busby are probably really close for the lead. I hate it for Dylan that he had a bad run tonight, but I mean, he's still got drop weeks left, so anything could happen.
Connor, congratulations on the victory here tonight at the Cedar Lake Speedway. Before we let you go and celebrate the win in this number 10 car in dominating fashion, we'll let you thank everybody involved on this 10 car that makes it all possible for you.
I got to thank Evan, Blake, and Chris at the Majority Speed Shop. This thing was on rails tonight. Sweet Victory Apparel, Tack 3 Defense, Team CFME Sports Gauge, Stevens Designs. I mean, my spotter tonight, Mike Augustine, Eddie for putting this league on, and you guys for broadcasting.
Connor, go and enjoy this victory, mate. We look forward to seeing you back next week for week number 6. Week 7, I should say.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Connor, your winner here tonight from the Cedar Lake Speedway in round number 6 of the Plumwild Podcast Super Late Models presented by Northwest Racing Association. We'll chat to the man that comes home in second place tonight, and he does it by 7/1000ths of a second. It's the 32 car of Christopher Joy. Chris, second place finish. I mean, how does this one feel to finally put a good solid night together here in the Super Late Models to come away with a runner-up finish? You must be pumped with this result.
Oh, man. I mean, it helped definitely starting up the field and not coming back from 24th. So, I'll take it. I should have made a last second change before this race, but I was afraid of being too tight and just kind of had to play it safe, and it worked out.
Thinking back at it now, you just said you probably should have made that adjustment. Was that sort of the only thing that you could have done differently? Because I got to say, the longer that this race went on, it almost looked like that the better your car was and the more comfortable you felt in this 32 car.
Oh yeah, I mean, this track I-55 when it gets rubbered up through the middle, I'm pretty competitive with these guys. So the track was just coming to me. Had to wait for the leaders to kind of burn their stuff up, and just kind of wasn't expecting to get second out of that, but that was a good fun race for sure.
Chris, well done on this podium finish here this evening at the Cedar Lake Speedway. Before we let you go and celebrate a 1-2 with the Majula C camp, we'll let you thank you for being involved on this 32 car that makes it all possible for you.
Yeah, I just want to thank Majula C Speed Shop, Fergie with CFM. Congrats to him on getting married, or not getting married, but getting engaged and everything. Shop Fergie 22, Sweet Victory Apparel, Elliott's Custom Trailers in Warsaw, Indiana, Fatheads Eyewear, H & Sons Racing, Outlaw Graphics, and you guys for the stream.
Christopher Joy, ladies and gentlemen, home in position number 2, gets it by 7/1000ths of a second. Well, this guy really put on one hell of a show and threw everything at the man that got away there in the end. But home in third place tonight, it's the one car of Logan Rumsey, who was a substitute driver here for Caleb Durgan. But Logan, congratulations on this third place finish here tonight. Boy, you threw everything, including a Hail Mary in 1 and 2 there on that final lap there on Connor, but unfortunately left to walk away with the third place finish here tonight. Not a bad way, considering that you're a substitute driver tonight.
Yeah, man, that was a really tough race. You know, Connor was he was really setting a torrent pace out there. I was trying everything I had to stay with him there, and I think I was getting closer to him as the race went on, as the track slowed down a little bit. At the start there, he was just lights out, but once it got a little bit slicker and a little bit harder to run, I think we were about the same, if not a little bit better. But I just that last restart with about 12 to go, I kind of messed up on the wall in turn 4, and it just really threw me out of contention because I was about a second back, and I wasn't really fast enough to catch him, so we weren't really close enough to do anything. And then those last 2 restarts, there was just not enough time to really do anything. But we tried there in the last lap. I wish I could have done something there to actually would have worked, but we gave it our all for Caleb here.
Wait, was there anything else that you could have done differently? Maybe any adjustments to the race car that you could have made this number 1 car just a little bit better, or were you sort of happy with how it was for the course of this 50-lap main event?
I mean, I thought the setup was pretty good. You know, how you run it here, you just kind of have to be really loose and just kind of bounce it off the wall. So it's kind of hard to tell like if your setup's actually good or not, or you're just not driving it right. But I think it was good at the end of the race. You just didn't have enough time to really make a move there.
Logan, congratulations on this runner-up finish here. It's a third-place finish, I should say, here tonight at the Cedar Lake Speedway in substitute driver for Caleb Durgan. Logan, before we let you go, we'll let you thank you for being involved. That makes this all possible for you.
Yeah, I just got to thank everyone at Alpha Industries and Caleb for letting me sub for him tonight.
There we go, Logan Rumsey home in position number 3. And, of course, that will wrap up the top 3. As we are going to recap the total night here from the qualifying. So let's go qualifying all the way through the heats. We've done it during the warm-up session, but let's go to recap. Chase Barbara, quick time here tonight. Heat race number 1 winner went to Connor New. Heat race number 2 winner was Damien Kiefer. Heat 3 winner was Logan Rumsey. Heat number 4 winner Desmond Busby. And getting the win in the 5th and final heat was Trevor Mead. Your B main winners was Carson Friedman along with Dylan Wilson. But after it was all said and done, after 50 laps, looking at some of the big movers through this field, we look at Bob Klein from 21st to 14th, that's +7. Logan Hickerson goes +5 from 18th to 13th. Andrew Clark goes from 20th to 12th, that is +8. Dylan Wilson from 17th to a top 10, that is +7. But Colton Zimmer going from 23rd, dead last in this field, all the way to a top 10 to get position number 9 and goes up 14 positions. So well done to Colton Zimmer. Also, Hayden Tonelson went from 11th to 5th as well, +6. But it was Colton Zimmer, the man that moved the way forward through this 23-car field in 50 laps. We had 20 out of the 23 drivers finish on the lead lap. The big stories to come from this one. Dylan Yeager finished in 23rd spot. He had a 19-point lead over Desmond Busby, who Busby finished in 8th position. Again, that's for the championship battle. Then there was an 11-point gap back to Connor New between Busby and New, with Busby finishing 8th. Connor New got the win. That's going to shake things up. Chase Barber was 4th in the point standings. He finished with the 4th place finish. Hayden Tolleson 5th in the point standings. He walks away with his 3rd top 5 after already having one feature win in this season. But the big storyline is that Connor New is now your 6th different winner in 6 weeks of competition here with the Plumwild Podcast Super Late Models presented by Northwest Racing Association. Don't forget, they'll be back tomorrow night with OSRN, OSR Network, Joe White with the Durgy Dig Performance Big Block Modifieds before coming back with us here on Ultimate Dirt TV Wednesday at 11 o'clock Eastern for the Mountain View Plumbing Pro Late Models. And then Thursday night back with the Pure Stocks, the Street Stocks on the schedule, live with Joe White once again. Well, that'll wrap us up here on Ultimate Dirt TV. We thank you for your company here this evening, and we look forward to seeing you back on Wednesday night with a doubleheader with the Down and Dirty Outlaw Sprint Car Series presented by Speed Factory, but also the Mountain View Plumbing Pro Late Models presented by Northwest Racing Association. From 9 and 11 o'clock Eastern on Wednesday night, we look forward to having your company once again here on Ultimate Dirt TV. But until then, on behalf of the team here at Ultimate Dirt TV and the management behind the scenes, I'm Brett Wheeler signing off, saying have a good night.